What's up, YouTube? This is Boxing Japanese TV coming at you with another one. Check this out, guys. We are going live for the David Benavidez, Caleb Plant final press conference. Okay, I am live, and we're going to talk about David Benavidez, who is fighting tonight, March 25th. Who is fighting tonight? So, guys, make sure you go out and buy the pay-per-view. Go ahead out and buy the pay-per-view, guys. David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant tonight on Showtime. Okay, we're going to be doing a live recap of the final press conference of David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. And we're going to go ahead and play the clip like we always do. So, guys, I just want to get your feelings, get your thoughts on this fight coming up. This is a big fight in the super middleweight division. Last time we saw Caleb Plant in the ring, he went up against Darrell with an amazing KO. So that was the last time we saw Caleb Plant in the ring. Okay. We're going to go ahead and talk about that. We're going to talk about some other things too. Some things I just reported on. Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. will be going up against no other than an MMA star, Anthony Showtime Pettis. That is going to be a crazy card, guys. Roy Jones Jr. is still selling out arenas and venues. So, guys, be on the lookout for that. That's April 1st. And, guys, we're just going to be all over the news. Go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. And we're going to be discussing a lot of things about boxing. Just going to wait for a couple people to get on here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm eating. I got my little, I'm hungry. I'm hungry today. The press conference is going to start soon. We're just going to let it roll. As you guys see, I got the merchandise back here. Floyd Mayweather t-shirt. The money team. I got the Earl Spence Jr. I got a signed Earl Spence Jr. t-shirt. And right here, guys, if you guys want to get this shirt right here, you can wear it to the club or to the golf course. This shirt right here is an exclusive Feel Fresh. If you guys want one of these shirts, go ahead and reach out to me, and I'll send you in the right direction. We can go ahead and get you one of these. Shout out to Feel Fresh right here with the merch. I mean, chips and dip. I'm in the lab working. Oh yeah, also guys, just so you know, April 22nd. Mark that on your calendars. April 22nd. I will be live. Thinking about doing something on Instagram as well. For those of you who want to see the fight, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, I'm going to do something on Instagram where you will be able to watch the fight. Pretty cool, right? I want to just say thank you to all my subscribers who subscribe to the channel. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Man, I want to give back to you guys, so I'll find a way for you guys to watch the fight on IG, on Instagram. All you got to do is contact me. Let me know if you're interested in watching the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight. And maybe we can set something up so you can watch the fight for free. How about that? That will be the only fight I'll show on IG. That'll be the only fight. But I will be live April 22nd for that fight. But right now, we're just waiting for the recap of David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, the final press conference. Wasn't able to get to it, so there we go.
Family dinner just got better. Every meal is the best.
We're doing a recap, so you guys just listen in. All right, I'm going to be pausing it every once in a while with the commercials and everything. But for the most part, you're going to hear the two fighters and what everybody got to say about the fight.
A fight week here in Las Vegas. David Benavidez collides against Caleb Plant. Our card is absolutely loaded. You have Abel Ramos, who's fought everybody under the sun. He'll go head-to-head against Cody the Crippler Crowley.
I'm coming out with the victory, man. That's it.
Unless you're ready to throw 150, 200 punches around, you're not ready for Cody Crowley.
Chris Primetime Colbert against Jose Rayo
Colbert.
Venezuela.
Everybody knows that I can really fight. I ain't worried about that.
I'll be putting on a show Saturday night. My hands will get raised. No doubt about that.
Two guys in their early 20s, two guys who are undefeated. We have Joey Spencer matching up against Jesus Ramos.
I'm prepared for all circumstances. I'm ready to go out there and get it done.
If they're not
Stack card.
but I gotta win.
The bad blood rivalry finally comes to a climax this upcoming Saturday night.
Saturday night is tonight.
The hostility between these two guys is real.
March 25th.
My objective is putting a beating on Caleb Plant.
Knockout artist and two-time title holder David Benavidez takes on the smooth technician and former champ Caleb Plant.
I need to teach him a life lesson.
And no one's backing down. David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, Saturday, March 25th, live on pay-per-view.
You need to know what you're getting into. This is not cops and robbers.
Again, I'll be pausing every once in a while because of the commercials. But we are talking about David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. This is the final press conference before they fight tonight, March 25th.
I know Caleb Plant is going to be a hard fighter, but I'm ready to get the fans what they want to see, and I'm going for the knockout on Saturday.
I've been in big fights before. I know what this is about. I know what it takes. Me and my team were fully prepared to get my hand raised in fashion on Saturday.
David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, two guys that let's just say are not too fond of one another. This has been a fight that has been discussed for 5 years now. On Saturday night, the main event will deliver.
This is the best I've ever felt, mentally, physically, and emotionally. You know, I was already a monster before, but Caleb Plant brought the Mexican monster out of me.
Is it fair to say that we're seeing a meaner Caleb Plant?
I don't take much off from the sport, so I'm continuing to get better each fight. Make sure you tune in this Saturday because it's going to be big.
What are you looking to exhibit?
Whatever he brings to the table, I'm going to be ready for, and I'm looking for that knockout, and I'm going to get it.
These guys are ready to go. David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Las Vegas, the world, get ready.
It's going to be a good fight.
Oh, yeah, it's high stakes in the desert as the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, welcomes this weekend a Showtime pay-per-view main event that you just can't miss as former super middleweight world champions David Benavidez and Caleb Plant square off. My name is Brian Campbell. This is Luke Thomas. You know us from Showtime Sports, award-winning digital series Morning Combat. But today is the final press conference here at the Cobb Theater at the MGM Grand, and Luke will be throwing to the stage shortly. But if you want bad blood in this matchup, you got it. You also have an incredible style contrast here.
Can't wait. Of course, it's not July, but I'm expecting some fireworks here at the presser today. We didn't get a huge amount of them with Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, but this is about as ugly a grudge match as you're going to get. One hell of a style matchup as well, and, of course, big implications for super middleweight. Cannot wait to see what happens here today.
Maybe the sport's deepest and most exciting division at the moment. Two big personalities squaring off, just one loss between them. Stay with us on this feed until after the end of the press conference. We'll have interviews one-on-one here with David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. Can't wait for that. It all goes down, of course, Saturday night, Showtime pay-per-view, presented by Premier Boxing Champions, 9 p.m. Eastern time start, 6 p.m. Pacific from the MGM Grand Garden Arena, just a little bit down the strip that way. But now we close in on the final meeting. We're going to get a face-off. We're going to get a lot of fireworks. Let's do it from one BC to another. Let's go to the stage and Brian Custer.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I want to welcome you to the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is the final press conference for Benavidez versus Plant. I'm Brian Custer. I'm the host of Showtime Championship Boxing. Well, on Saturday, March 25th, the day has finally come. Showtime pay-per-view from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. You will see one of the biggest fights boxing fans have been demanding for quite some time. One of the most significant fights of this year. A grudge match. David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. A marquee matchup of two of the best fighters at 168 pounds. This fight card is top quality from the top all the way to the beginning, because that's what Showtime boxing is all about. The best fighting the best, champion versus champion, top-rated challengers, top prospects, all in compelling fights, all with significant implications. The night is going to begin with welterweights and the unbeaten Cody Crawley taking on Abel Ramos.
That's going to be a good fight.
We'll see two top prospects looking for redemption after suffering their first professional loss. It's prime time. Back on Showtime, Chris Colbert taking on Rayo. Guy with power in his hands, Jose Valenzuela. And then we get to the co-main. Two unbeaten, uber talented, 154-pounders. Jesus Ramos taking on Joey Spencer. Folks, the broadcast is going to begin live, 9 p.m. Eastern. That is 6 o'clock Pacific time. Of course, it's all produced, distributed by the best in boxing, and that's Showtime pay-per-view. We're going to stream live coverage of two undercard bouts. You can see that on our Showtime pay-per-view countdown show. That will come your way at 7 o'clock Eastern time. That's 4 o'clock Pacific. The entire event is brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. It's being promoted by TGB Promotions and Samson Boxing. Tickets. You can get your tickets at AXS.com. Again, AXS.com. This event is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Listen, action's so good. Why bet on boxing anywhere else? And by Big George Foreman. It's exclusively in movie theaters on April 28th. Tickets on sale now. It is rated PG-13. Let me bring to the podium now the president of Showtime Sports, Mr. Steven Espinoza.
Woo. It's looking good so far. Everybody's quiet. You know, Steven Espinoza, the rat, whatever they call him, the mouse. He about to talk. You know, boxing is just heating up. I mean, the summer is just going to be on fire. There we go.
Thanks, Brian. Benavidez versus Plant is one of the cornerstones of our very robust 2023 Showtime schedule. And right now, we're in the middle of one of our hottest stretch of boxing in quite some time. Saturday will be the 6th live boxing event in the last 7 weeks, our 3rd live boxing event in the month of March, and the 8th in just the first 3 months of this year. It's one of the strongest runs of boxing we've had in the 37 years that Showtime Boxing has existed. We are happy to be back here at MGM Grand. This is our 36th live boxing telecast from MGM. Of course, MGM has hosted many of the all-time greats: Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Julio
I'm just
Cesar
playing
Chavez,
around, guys.
Evander Holyfield.
But
Roberto Duran.
guys, this is the final press conference for David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant.
Was a Showtime fight.
I want to hear y'all thoughts.
January 29th,
Who you guys are picking for the fight?
Any boxing fan who was alive at the time will remember it. It was the big upset of the time. Frankie Randall upset Julio Cesar Chavez when Julio Cesar Chavez was going for his 90th win. That was the first event at Grand Garden Arena, and it was on Showtime. And we're back again for one of the best fights that boxing can deliver. David Benavidez will be making his 8th appearance on Showtime. He's been called the Mexican Monster by none other than Mike Tyson. His first appearance on Showtime was 8 years ago. And he was just 18 years old on Showbox. Won his first title on Showtime in September 2017. He's a punching machine, light on his feet, hard on his opponents. 26-0, 23 KOs. And he's got a very worthy opponent in Caleb Plant. Caleb will be appearing on Showtime for the 3rd time and the 2nd in the main event of a Showtime pay-per-view. Former IBF champion, he's one of the most skilled and smooth boxers in the sport. The main event, the main pay-per-view card starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And there's a much more than just the main event. As Brian noted, there are 3 high-quality, high-intensity undercard fights on the pay-per-view. 8 fighters on the pay-per-view. They've got a combined record of 159 wins with just 8 losses, 105 combined knockouts. This is a true fight fan's fight card. It's a fight card for the true boxing fan. Boxing fans say they want the best, fighting the best. Well, we're giving it to them. 2 of the top fighters in the super middleweight division in the main event. Boxing fans say they want 50-50 fights. Well, we've got those up and down the card. And boxing fans say they want a high-quality, evenly matched undercard with quality fights.
And they got it.
That. Meaningful, hard-fought fights up and down the pay-per-view.
Yep.
It all starts at 6 p.m. local time. We'll see you Saturday night.
Good job,
Thank you,
Espinoza. Good job.
Guys, let's talk about the fights. We're going to begin with the opening fight of the night.
Yo, I can't wait for this fight, man.
Review comes Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, I want to say thank you guys for stopping in. I appreciate it.
Welterweight.
Go ahead and hit that like button
You got Cody
on
Crawford,
the way in.
unbeaten, 21.
All right, go ahead and hit that like button.
9 knockouts.
Don't forget to hit that like button.
Abel Ramos, 27-5 and 2.
Hit the like button.
1 knockouts. He's fought a who's who. When you look at his resume, he's fought for the world title. Cody, you have basically mauled every opponent that they've put in front of you with your pressure, with your punch output. Give this audience, people watching, some insight on what Abel's in for Saturday night.
He's in for a world of hurt. I'm like a steam train coming forward. If, like I always say, if you're not willing to throw 100 to 200 punches around, you're not up for the Cody Crowley challenge. So I enter that ring with one thing in mind, and that is completely suffocating my opponents to the point where they can't breathe and they tap out. I take the thinking ability away from them.
Wow.
And I make it a war. That's what we're supposed to be.
Thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate it.
Gladiators.
Thank you for stopping by.
Started out, you know, two guys in a pit.
This is the final press conference before David Benavidez and Caleb Plant take the ring tonight.
My main concern is that every fan in the stadium is standing.
So go ahead, guys, and buy the pay-per-view.
So I expect to bring fireworks. I always bring fireworks. There's really nothing more I can say to Abel. He knows what to expect. And I just hope to God this man has the greatest sleep of his life Friday night, because I want the best Abel Ramos standing, meeting me at the center of the ring for a world of hurt.
Abel, listen, you fought for the world title. You just heard him. No one's been able to withstand the pressure that he brings to his opponents. You tell us why you will be the first to defeat Cody Crowley.
Well, first of all, I want to thank God, for allowing me to be in this position, in this amazing fight card. And I'm excited, man. I'm glad he has that type of mindset. It's going to be a good show for the fans. And what I'm going to do definitely is hit him with good power shots, man. I don't think he's ever felt a power like mine. And Saturday.
Thank you for stopping in, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys, on your way in. All right? Hit that like button, like and subscribe to the channel. When I go live, I need the likes to go up. I need the likes to go up, guys. So help a brother out. Help a brother out. What was that? HBO special. Help a brother out special. There it is. Help out a brother. HBO special, guys. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button.
Cody, in light of family tragedy that you suffered here recently, tell the people why this fight has so much significance to you.
Thank you. I forgot by saying one thing. Mom, we're back on the TV. We're back on Showtime. We did it. I love you. It doesn't get easier. Me and my father, we've been battling mental health issues for a couple of years. He was battling it for his whole life. He had demons that he couldn't beat. And last summer, they got the best of him. And, he took his own life. And this fight right now gives me a reason to get up every day.
Wow.
Gives me a reason to continue to keep pushing forward. Because life is hard. Life is hard for each and every one of us. I think everyone sitting in these seats can contend to that.
Wow.
And we need something to keep pushing forward and striving for. And my father has gave me a great example of what to be and what not to be. And he taught me mistakes that I will never, ever make in my life. And come Saturday night, March 25th, it's my 30th birthday. I didn't think I'd make it to 30, but thanks to my father, I have. So this fight's for you, Dad. And I'm raising money for this fight to a great organization, Team 55, who collects money for other people who have mental health issues, who need help, and they can go and get free help and reach out when they're ready. And that was the greatest way to honor my father. I could sit here and talk, but I just want to say thanks, Showtime, for the opportunity.
Wow.
I possibly might not be here without the opportunity. So my hat's off to you guys. My heart's out to you guys. I love you guys. And I'm ready to show out on March 25th.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Abel, got an unbeaten fighter in front of you on Saturday night. What do you believe a win over Crawley does for you in the welterweight division?
I believe it puts me back in line for a world title shot, man. That's what I'm hoping for. I know he's undefeated. I know we got a tough fight on Saturday, but that's why we train so hard, man. We're ready for this challenge, and I'm going to be fighting for a world title soon.
Do you believe because he's unbeaten, and as you talked about trying to get back in that title contention, do you need to be spectacular, like a stoppage Saturday night?
I think I just have to win convincingly. Stoppage would be like the cherry on top for the performance, but I think just convincingly that will put me right back.
Fantastic. That's the first fight of the night. Abel Ramos, Cody Crawley. Then we get to the next fight. And you had two guys who at one point were unbeaten until their last fight. Both of them suffered disappointing losses. And Saturday night, they both said it's about redemption. We've got prime time. Chris Colbert, 16-1. He's got 6 knockouts. Taking on Jose Valenzuela. He's 12-1. He's got 8 knockouts. All right, Chris. How difficult of a task do you have in front of you Saturday night, considering you got a fighter who's just as desperate as you are to get a win and get back into that win column, and he's known as a puncher?
First of all, I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank Showtime, my team, Al Heyman. I wouldn't say I'm really desperate. I'm not really desperate. I know what happened to me in my last fight, but I don't make no excuses. Everything happened for a reason, I believe. And like I said, I'm not really desperate. I just know I'm going to get a win on Saturday night. I know we got a tough competitor in front of us, but it is what it is. It's another day, another dollar for me. I'm going to go out there and do what I do best, and that's win.
Jose? What's Chris Colbert in for Saturday night?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God, my team, Al Heyman, Showtime, for another big opportunity. He's in for a long night. I've gone back to the drawing board. I've prepared tremendously, focused a lot in myself, cleaned everything around me, and I'm ready. It's going to be a good night of boxing, and he's in for a long night.
Guys, again, this is a recap of David Benavidez and Caleb Plant final press conference. They're going to be talking to the fighters back and forth. It's going to be a little bit long process until we get to the main card, which is David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. But just rock with me. If you guys want to ask me some questions, drop it in the comment section. Go ahead and cast your vote. It's already in there. And guys, let's have fun with this, all right? I'm sharing something with you guys that I love, which is boxing. So I think we should go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that like button, guys, and let's have some fun.
Simple. Tell us why you win this fight Saturday night.
Nah, he set up men for a long night. All my nights is long. I ain't known for knocking nobody else. So there's no pressure on me. I'm always ready to go 10 rounds, 12 rounds, whatever I gotta go. I ain't really tripping. But say that question again.
Why do you win this fight Saturday night?
I'm just the overall better fighter. If all you got is power to come beat me, you win for another thing coming. He better make sure his toolbox is full.
Jose, same question. Why do you win this fight Saturday night?
I think I got more advantages. I'm the natural 135 pounder. This is his first fight at 135. He's coming up from 130. He got stopped by a 130 pounder. I'll be
whoa! I never got stopped. You talking about yourself? I never got stopped, brother.
Okay, he dropped. He was hurt. He crumbled versus Hector. And Saturday night I'm gonna show him why the 135 division is so talked about.
Wait, hold on. Are you good though? Are you sure you good?
I'm gonna show you, man. I'm gonna show you Saturday how good I am.
Crazy. You mean you got stopped?
Show you Saturday how good I am.
You got your head punched in. You got stopped. I can
show you Saturday how good I am.
They're the trash talking.
I'll give you both the last opportunity, the last word. I'll start with you, Prime Time. Give the folks final word here on what they should expect Saturday night.
Shit, make sure y'all tune in, man. Y'all want to miss this, man. This is going to be fireworks. He said he coming to do whatever he said he coming to do, and I'm coming to win. I don't care how I'm going to win by, but I'm going to win. Like I said, if all he coming to the table with his power, that nigga got another thing coming.
Jose, final word.
I'm glad that's what he thinks all that guy's power. I bring a lot more to the table. If you're back home, make sure you tune in, buy Showtime pay-per-view. Toda mi gente mexicana, asegúrense que agarre el Showtime pay-per-view, va a estar buena la cartelera. Vamos a ganar.
Love it. Love it. Now we get to the co-main. Man, what a fight we have in the 154-pound division. And it's great because you got two unbeaten fighters, two guys who can box, two guys who can bang with the best of them. We start Joey Spencer, 16-0. He's got 10 knockouts, and he is taking on Jesus Ramos, who is 19-0. He's got 15 knockouts.
Whoa.
Joey, listen, this is rare that you get two young guys. I mean, you guys are babies, and yet unbeaten, facing each other. Tell us why you even took this fight with Jesus.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't take this fight. I called for this fight. I made this fight happen, and along with Jesus, who accepted it. So this fight was a fight that I wanted for respect. I wanted to show that, who the top young guy in PBC is. We're probably a couple of the youngest. So I wanted to show who the top one is. And right now, that's going to determine it. So I wanted to go in there and put on a performance that is undeniable, that I'm ready to go to contender status and get ready to contend for a title.
Jesus, heard his explanation. You tell us why you took this fight.
Yeah, I took this fight for the same reason. I want respect. I want to for people to know, that I'm here. I want to make a statement at 154, and I think whoever wins this fight catapults themselves, to that next level, to that contender status, and that's what I'm here for.
So you're facing a guy who, I'm talking about Joey, who can not only box, but he's got the punching power as well. Whoa. Do you believe this fight goes the distance, or will it end in the stoppage?
I think we're both good boxers. I think it could go the distance, but if we want to prove something, we have to get to stoppage.
Joey, what do you believe a win over Jesus does for you and places you when you talk about 154? Because we just saw, Tim Tszyu make a statement in getting Harrison. Now he's set up to fight the undisputed champion. What do you think a win over an unbeaten Jesus does for you and places you at 154?
Yeah, there's a few different routes that can happen in the 154-pound division, depending on what Charlo does after he fights Tim, and if he decides to move up or if he decides to keep, defending at 154. So, the winner of this fight could get a title shot next if he were to vacate soon, or, if the belts got relinquished, or, we might need one more fight before we go in there and get a title shot, is what I imagine. But I'm ready for the best fight that I can get after this fight. This is competition at the highest level. This is what the sport's about. It's like what the other
guys look really tough
already. This is what, the sport was based on. And, so after this fight, this was the best fight, the top fight that I could get. And I want the top fight I can get after, because I'm addicted to preparing for these type of moments. I want it again.
All right. Give you guys the final word here. Jesus, to let the people know, what should they expect when you step into the ring with Joey Spencer on Saturday night?
It's going to be a great fight. We're both undefeated. We don't want to lose that hope, so we're both going to come out and fight, and expect fireworks from not only our fight, but from the whole card. It's going to be a great card and a great night of boxing.
Joey, final word.
Yeah, you know what? Just tune in. Make sure that if there's a fight card you're going to pay for, it's this one, because I really think that any one of these fights on the undercard could steal the show. Obviously the main event is going to be nothing but fireworks, but I think every fight on this undercard is going to be fireworks too. And like Jesus said, we're both undefeated. He's got to come in and prove to me that he can beat me, and I've got to prove to him that I can beat him. And one of us has to take the other's heart in order to do that. So that's the type of fight that you really want to tune in and see. Neither one of us believe we can lose. I sure don't. So we got to go in there and we got to prove it to each other.
So you just sold me. I'm going to be watching that. Here we go. That's what we got here when you talk about the undercard here, the beginning fight, all the way up to the co-main. These guys are willing to put on the show for you.
I am ready to go,
Saturday
man.
night.
This
Guys,
fight
let's
is
have,
going to be like
face off, and let's pull it
crazy.
The cameras
The
here.
undercard
Let's
is
the first
stacked.
fight of the night. You guys get up for us. And
the undercard for David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. The
we'll start
undercard
with the
is
first fight of the
stacked.
night, the welterweights.
I mean, now they're doing the face-off right now. This card is stacked, man. This card is so stacked. I cannot believe like these guys are like actually gonna fight each other. Like this is awesome. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Hey guys, this is the final press conference for David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. They will be fighting tonight, live tonight on Showtime. So you guys got to buy the pay-per-view. Buy the pay-per-view on Showtime. David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, versus Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. These guys are super middleweight champions. One of them is a two-time WBC champ. The other one is an IBF former champ. And these guys will be getting it on tonight. So, guys, go ahead and buy the pay-per-view. Right now, the first fight of the night, they're doing a little face-off. You know, they're doing the people taking the camera. You know, they're doing the camera thing. All right.
Cody Brown, Jesus Ramos. It is the first fight of the night. And then we get to the next fight. This is going to be good. Chris Cole, Jose Alvarez.
Yeah, this fight right here going to be crazy. Woo! Cobra, boy. Cobra about to put on a clinic show.
Third row, dead center, please. Third row together, guys. Third row together, guys. Please, third row.
Woo!
And then TVs in the back, please.
Cobra better come with it. Better come with it tonight.
This is going to be intense. Chris Colbert, Rayo, Jose Valenzuela. And then we get to the co-main. 2 unbeaten. Joey Spencer. Take it on Jesus Ramos.
Yeah, these guys look tough, man.
All right, guys, here we go for the cameras. Third row, dead center, please. Third row.
These guys are tough. Tough. Woo.
All right, guys.
I can't wait for this one.
For a group shot, please.
Guys, this is the recap of David Benavidez, Caleb Plant. Final press conference. Now they're all the undercard guys are all on the stage.
Jose Valenzuela, Chris Colbert, Joey Spencer, and Jesus Ramos. This is the undercard for Benavidez versus Plant on Showtime pay-per-view. Again, we begin at 9 p.m. Eastern. That is 6 o'clock Pacific time.
9 o'clock Eastern time. Buy the pay-per-view. Buy the pay-per-view.
The main event. Two former world champions. When you talk about the best fighting the best, that's what we have in this main event. Come your way on March 25th on Showtime pay-per-view.
Ooh.
The former WBC super middleweight champion, the former IBF super middleweight champion, both in the main event. Ranked 1 and 2 in the division. Let me introduce the former IBF super middleweight champion of the world. He's known as Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant. What's up, baby? Joining Caleb, his trainer, Stephen Breadman Edwards, and of course, his father, always in his corner, Richie Plant as well. And you cannot forget about Charlie. I forgot about Charlie the other day. Can't really forget about Charlie, sweet Charlie, his baby girl. All right, his opponent. He's the former two-time WBC super middleweight champion of the world. He's unbeaten. He's known as the Mexican Monster, David Benavidez.
¡Real de México!
Joining David,
David Benavidez!
father, Jose Benavidez Sr., and of course his manager, promoter, Samson. Samson Boxing. Folks.
Hey man, don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you for stopping in. Hit that like button.
One of the most significant fights.
Hit that like button.
Fighting the best. Listen, the heated dissension between
David Benavidez live,
without a doubt, intense.
Final press conference versus Caleb Plant.
They finally get to settle the score inside the ring and determine who's the better fighter. And it comes your way Saturday night. Benavidez versus Plant, a marquee matchup of two of the very best fighters at 168 pounds. All right, guys, let's talk about this fight. And you know what? We'll probably just start really simple. I'll give the trainers the opportunity to speak first, and I'll come to you, Stephen Breadman Edwards, first of all. And it's a simple question. Let the people know, why will Caleb Plant win this fight Saturday night?
At the end of the day, you know, we can all make predictions and say what we think is going to happen, but Caleb is going to have to rise to the occasion and be at his best when his best is needed and come through in the clutch. You know, we know what kind of opponent we have in front of us, and he got to raise his game up and come through the way I believe that he will. It's as simple as that. The X's and O's, you really don't know what a guy going to do once they start getting punched and all the pressure and the bright lights get on them. But, you know, you got to rise to the occasion.
You love your stuff because your stuff is amazing.
I think he said it best. You have to rise to the occasion when the bright lights and you get hit with punches, and like you have to rise up to the occasion. A lot of guys get stuck at deer in headlights when it's a big fight like this. You know, that was one of the advantages that Floyd had over everybody. You know, he was used to all that stuff, you know, and that stuff didn't bother him. You know, when you fight a big fight for the first time, you know, a lot more interviews, a lot more camera time, a lot of stuff. You know, here we go.
Same question to you. Let the people know, why will David Benavidez win this fight come Saturday night?
I believe that, you know, he put a lot of hard work into this camp. I never seen him so focused and mentally, physically trained so hard. The motivation that he has put in this training camp, he's in another level, man. You guys are going to see the Mexican Monster, like Mike Tyson said, on Saturday. He see the Mexican Monster this Saturday, and there's no doubt he's going to put this guy to sleep.
So let me bring to the podium now. This young man, just 30 years old. He's 22-1. He's got 13 knockouts. He is Caleb Sweet Hands Plant.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Caleb Plant, and I've worked really hard this camp. And on Saturday, March 25th,
You're gonna get knocked out.
knock it off.
Go to sleep again.
No, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate all y'all showing up today.
Trash talking begins.
Glad that you guys are here. We're gonna put on a big fight this Saturday. That's what boxing needs. That's what it's about. I want to thank Al Heyman, Luis Cubas. Obviously, thank Steven Espinoza and Showtime, and really want to thank Al Heyman and Luis Cubas because boxing needs big fights, and they've been linking up with fighters and getting big fights made. So that's exactly what boxing needs. So salute to y'all. And I've worked extremely hard for this fight. I'm ready. And actually, somebody you know let me know, hey, tell your boy that I'm already on weight, right? But that don't mean shit to me. And I don't care if you already on weight. That's not bragging rights. I brought my mouthpiece and my cup with me this week, but I don't need a pat on the back for it. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be on weight. So welcome to the club. And you got your newfound muscles that you've been showing off all week. Welcome to the club. That's what happens when you work hard, you put everything. I don't need the right opponent in front of me to say, hey, oh, this time I got the right guy in front of me. I'm gonna get after it now. I've been walking that straight line. I've been this disciplined. I don't need the right opponent in front of me to, motivate me to give it my all and give it my best. I've been doing that my whole life since I was a little kid. So Saturday night, you got a real one in front of you. I'm not some blown up 154-pounder. I'm not a 160-pounder blown up with a 2-week notice. I'm the real deal. And you're going to find out on Saturday. I promise you that.
Make sure you don't forget your rolling skates.
Coming to the podium.
Hey, you know what? Those roller skates might help him win.
WBC super middleweight
So what?
champion of the world. Just
Cut the
25
ring
years old.
off. Make him fight you.
26-0. He's got 23 knockouts. They call him the Mexican monster.
There's other ways around somebody when they're dancing like that.
First of all, I want to thank God. Because
Rough him up.
none of this would be possible.
Push him.
I want to thank Luis Cubas, Samson Lukowicz, my father, Jose
Make it a
Benavidez,
dirty fight.
and
That's what
especially
you got to
Al
do.
Heyman. You know what I mean? I've been working extremely hard for this camp. I'm super ready. I'm very excited. And like I said, all the talk is done. What's funny, though, that I seen Caleb Plant been doing that grave digging gesture. Little does he know he's digging his own grave. And I want to see Saturday night what that chin look like. Man, we're gonna see. We'll see.
All right, fellas, let's talk about the fight. That's what everybody's here for. They can't wait. Sweet Hands, it's been the simple question that I've asked all these guys. Tell us why Caleb Plant's going to win Saturday night.
Well, I feel I'm the better boxer. I got the better IQ. I got more experience. And I got better boxing. I got a better boxing team. I don't just have coaches or trainers, but I have teachers. I got the better pedigree. And Saturday night is going to show.
David Benavidez, same question. Why will you win Saturday night?
I mean, we worked extremely hard. I'm definitely the harder puncher now that I'm more dedicated for this fight. Caleb Plant said he's found his new power. I've been had this power. Now I just tweaked it. Now I'm even more stronger, more faster. So this is definitely going to be a fight of a boxer and a pressure fighter. I'm very excited, but like I said, this is going to be a war, and Team Benavidez will come out on top.
Caleb, and I'm just quoting from some of the stuff I've read from David from the boxing scene. It says, hey, look, I'm knocking him out by the 6th round. He's talked so much stuff. I'm going to break his jaw. I'm going to break him down and make him pay for everything he said about me. What does David Benavidez not realize that he's going to find out on Saturday night?
Just like I said, I'm not a 154-pounder blown up like he's been fighting, or a 160-pounder blown up. I don't have no 2-week notice. I'm a full-fledged super middleweight. And I'm one of the best in the world at what I do. And, we've yet to see if he can perform on this type of level. But Saturday night, we're going to find out.
David, in light of that, you've stopped your last 6 opponents. Would you be satisfied if you got the victory Saturday, but it didn't come by stoppage?
No, I wouldn't. But, like I said, he's talking about blown up 54-pounders, blown up 60-pounders. When he fought Fighting Boots, that was a blown up 60-pounder. He couldn't do shit with him. When he fought a true super, when he fought him. But he couldn't do anything.
I beat his ass.
But when he fights a true super middleweight like Uskateki's fucking, his eye gets split open and gets
from a headbutt. Yeah, it got cut off.
But what happened? When he fights
2 knockdowns. And I got my hand raised, world champion. I didn't win no world title against Ronald Gurville. I didn't get dropped by Ronald Gurville. I fought a real deal, Jose.
I won a world title at 20 years old, the youngest super middleweight title.
Against who?
You at 20 years old, you won a title at 20 years old?
Against who?
I still won the youngest super middleweight world title. I mean, you know what I mean? So
Jose Uskatiki didn't drop me. Did Ronald Gurville drop you?
Yeah, he almost knocked you the fuck out. He almost knocked you out in the last round, and you got knocked the fuck out by Canelo. And you got knocked the fuck out by Canelo. So every time he fights a real true super middleweight, he gets hurt. He gets hurt and gets knocked out. No. So we're going to see, he's going to be in there with the true super middleweight, the hardest and the most accurate super middleweight in this weight class. So we're going to see what's up.
Caleb, I know you've watched tons of video of this guy. You've seen him fight a number of times.
Get your popcorn ready, guys.
Woo. If you could say something positive about David Benavidez, what would you say about David Benavidez as a fighter?
Well,
he's good.
I'd have to think for a little bit. No, David's a good fighter. And again, at the first press conference, he likes to make it seem like I'm not a good fighter. I'm a bum. I'm this. But if I'm a bum, why fight me? I know David's not a bum. I'm not interested in fighting bums. I'm interested in fighting good fighters because that's what boxing needs. That's what the fan needs. And most importantly, that's what I want. That's what I need for my legacy. And that's why I'm here.
David, same question. I know you've seen plenty of video of Caleb Plant. Tell us good things, what you've seen out of Caleb Plant. Why this makes it such a great fight.
He's a good boxer. He's good speed. He moves around really good. But this, like I said, like how he said, I don't want to fight no bums no more. I want the real deal. I've heard everybody I've gone to the ring with. I can't say the same for him. So I know I have power. You know what I mean? So we're ready. We're ready to see put Caleb Plant's chin to the test. And I guarantee you he's going to be hurt this way.
Everybody probably wants to know this too. When you talk about 168 pounds, we know there's an undisputed champion. But in your opinion, Caleb, the winner of this fight is where? Where does that person rank when you talk about 168?
I think it puts him right there, up at the top. As of now, Canelo has that title, and rightfully so. He's undisputed. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's, could be considered an all-time great. And, I'm super motivated for this fight. I want to be able to right or wrong, but, first things first, I want to, and I'm going to handle business on Saturday.
David, same question. Where's the winner belong at 168?
Fighting for all the belts, but I'm not worried about anything else besides this fight. My mind and my focus is set on Caleb Plant this Saturday.
So we'll end it with this. This arena is going to be sold out. Number of pay-per-view buys. For all those people going to spend their hard-earned money because they want to see Caleb Plant. They want to see David Benavidez get it on. Caleb Plant, what can you guarantee they're going to get on Saturday night?
Woo, what they're going to get tonight.
That's what I'm guaranteeing.
David Benavidez, what can you guarantee they're going to get on Saturday night?
They're going to see me break Caleb Plant's fucking jaw Saturday night.
By the 6th round, right?
Yeah, by the 6th round.
By the 6th round?
Exactly.
Okay.
Folks, there you have it. It's the fight we all been wanting to see. David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Showtime pay-per-view. It comes your way this Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern. That is 6 o'clock Pacific time. We got to remind you, of course, this fight is being brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. It's also being brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Action so good, why bet on boxing anywhere else? And by Big George Foreman, exclusively in movie theaters April 28th. Tickets are on sale now. It's rated PG-13. You can get your tickets at AXS.com. We will see you on Showtime pay-per-view Saturday night and at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Guys, can we get a face-off? Can we get a face-off?
Ooh. About to face each other.
Right here. Here we go. This is what we want. Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, the two top fighters at 168 pounds. This has been a grudge match that goes back over 5 years. And they finally
They talking that talk.
In the ring.
Let's turn for the cameras, guys.
This is it. The unbeaten David Benavidez taking Caleb Plant. Guys, you can face the cameras for us. Take a turn towards the cameras for us. That's it. That's good. Take a turn towards the cameras.
Guys, let's look out this way, please.
All right, that's enough, guys.
Benavidez versus Plant. Showtime pay-per-view Saturday night. The best versus the best.
Guys, let's turn this way, please.
Folks, we'll see you Saturday night on Showtime pay-per-view from the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas.
Guys, let's please have you face the front. So you just told me no more. No, they just told me to cut it up.
Damn, they can't even get a face off, man. Oh, man. Guys, they are going at it. They were about to go at it, man. You guys got to – this was just great stuff for boxing, man. Great stuff for boxing. Whew. This is awesome stuff. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We are live right now, so drop a comment. Cast your vote. If you guys drop in, just cast your vote and leave. I understand, you people are doing stuff. Just cast your vote and go do what you got to do. Again, I appreciate everybody for stopping in. This is just a recap of David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant final press conference. I've been saying that the whole live. So please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. I just dropped some videos earlier today, so go ahead and check out those videos. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon. I will be live April 22nd at 9 o'clock. But I think I might have figured a way for some of you, 4 people, to watch the Gervonta Tank Davis fight versus Ryan Garcia fight for free. I think I figured a way how to do it. All you guys got to do is just contact me. Let me know if you're interested, and we can go ahead and get that going.
Tigers at 168, everybody.
Please. Thank you.
Please, guys.
We'll see you Saturday night on Showtime pay-per-view.
Cast your vote, guys. Cast your vote. Cast your vote. Who you guys think is going to win?
Brian Campbell and Luke Thomas back here with you inside the Ka Theater. And Luke Thomas, I like it extra spicy. Did it just get hot in here? Or was that me?
Yeah, that was fun. I was surprised they actually didn't. I was a little bit worried they were going to go to blows, but
man, it was a pretty intense, man.
Look, this press conference gave you what you're looking for from the intensity between them. And I think to some degree, Luke, what's the best kind of trash talk? When there's some levels of honesty in it. That seems to create those back and forth reactions. I think to some degree, when they talk about each other, when they go back and forth, I don't think either one has fought a fighter with the exception of Canelo, right? That was a big step up opportunity for Caleb Plant. He fought well in defeat, the only defeat of his career. I don't think either one has fought this exact type of kryptonite across from them that fills in the gaps of what maybe they don't do great, their opponent does.
So both have a ton to prove, along with the bad blood and everything else at stake.
You know, it's kind of interesting. What stood out to me
This
was
fight is going to
what is
be a
Plant
monster
harping on?
one.
Plant is harping on some of the issues that David Benavidez has had previously in his career, losing a title on scales, things like that. Kind of the professionalism, the readiness of it, digging his heels into that. And then on the other side, David Benavidez being like, you've just not fought a guy who can power punch like me at this weight class, which is funny because he fought Canelo, who is obviously a very good power puncher, but just the same. They're kind of finding different things to pick on in each other's career. Sure. And it's fun to watch.
Oh, it's fun to be a part of. And right here on set, just in a couple seconds, we're going to welcome in both fighters. So stay with us here in this grudge match with so much at stake atop the 168-pound division. And Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Let me remind you, why don't you get ahead of it right now? You can order the pay-per-view, showtime.com/PPV. Do not wait. Luke Thomas, very happy to welcome in here the former two-time WBC super middleweight champion of the world, unbeaten and one of the biggest risers when you talk about a future star that's here and ready to go. It's David Benavidez. Chip, that face-off, it got my blood boiling. What was being said? You got
Here we go, David's talking.
Dish here.
It's a lot of stuff I don't know if I could say right here. Well, I see it's pay-per-view, so I just told him I was gonna break his fucking jaw. He's a pussy. You know how it goes between me and Caleb Plant. I really don't like that guy at all.
What did he say back?
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention, but I'm just very excited, man. This is the place I wanted to be at. I'm 26 years old, my first pay-per-view fight. This is definitely the grudge match that everybody wants to see. Caleb Plant doesn't like me. I don't like him.
Yep.
But it's a classic fight between a really good boxer and a really good puncher. He's going to be running all night. It's going to be a count mouse game for me. But I definitely got to be on my P's and Q's. I'm very excited. This is a fight I've been looking forward to for a long, long time. And the fans are in for a treat. March 25th is going to be a great night.
Is there anything to the idea that he raised? Like, he says, I've been training, really hard since day one. Is there something to the idea, though, that this opponent has extra motivated you? Is there extra road work that was done, extra rounds and sparring? Did Caleb really make the training for this one more intense?
Yeah, definitely. But he's always talking, saying I'm fat, that I'm this and that. I need to make weight, this and that. But now that I come in, I've been on weight all week. I definitely gave him the importance he wanted. I gave him all my attention. If back then I hit hard and I didn't really train like that, now that I really prepared myself, I'm even more dangerous. So he should be even more worried. Like I said, trained for about 3.5, 4 months. Trained extremely hard. So he definitely gave me the motivation, the extra motivation I needed, because I really don't like this guy. I really do want to shut him up. So, I'm definitely going to be pushing for the knockout every single round.
Well, David, let me talk about this in light of what Luke asked you. There is an element of, though, be careful what you wish for. He's poking the bear deliberately. If I go to davidbenavidez.com, I see a Caleb Plant store. He's calling you names. Is this the wrong move when it comes to mental warfare in your eyes for what that's going to bring out of you?
Yeah, he thinks he's smart, but he's definitely brought the beast out in me. And like I said, you guys say he's kept poking the bear, kept antagonizing me. And I gave him exactly what he wanted. This is a 300% ready David Benavidez, and I'm gonna give the fans exactly what they want to see. And just for the whole world of boxing, this is gonna be a great fight. I feel like we're giving the boxing fans like old school fights. Two guys that really don't like each other talking smack, and this just makes the fight way more better.
Well, how do you manage the emotions of being motivated to really hurt a guy you don't like, versus being so motivated that maybe you get out of your game plan a little bit? How do you juggle that?
Every time I fight, I like to say I let the knockout come to me. I don't like to look for the knockout. You do everything right and the knockout comes on its own. But for this fight, I've been hitting harder. I've been faster. I've been doing everything much better than I've done my other fights. So I just got to stick to the plan. Do what I got to do, and the knockout will come on its own.
You're a very different fighter than Canelo in a lot of different ways, different body type, different punching style, the whole thing. Did you take anything from his victory over Caleb Plant? Maybe watching tape? Was there anything to learn there?
Yeah, I watched a lot of tape on Caleb Plant, a lot. I seen a lot of things he does good. I've seen a lot of things he does bad. So there's a lot of holes in this game that I can take advantage of. And like I said, that's why that's why this fight is a pay-per-view fight, because it's not easy. It's not easy on any side. But I want to rise to the occasion. I want those hard fights, and I want to earn it. I don't want no more easy fights. I feel like back then I had a lot of not easy fights, but they didn't make me work like this, you know. And Caleb Plant is definitely going to make me bring all my weapons out of my arsenal. So, but that means good for me and good for all my fans that are going to be watching.
I want to get what's your central focus when you prepare for this fight? Because look, you're long been the boogeyman of this deep and great division because we never got to see you against the very elite because, look, you lost your title. You had to get back in line. Things have happened to this point. But we've all said if anyone has the style to be Canelo's downfall at this weight class, it's probably you. So is the mindset only, I got to shut up Caleb? Or is it about also, hey, Canelo, I'm here. And if I win this fight, I'm knocking. I'm coming.
The main focus was Caleb Plant for this fight. We worked exclusively for Caleb Plant. I feel like you do the job, and then you worry about what's after the job. I feel like if I was too focused on Canelo, I want to be 100% focused on Caleb Plant. So we're gonna get to that. Like I said, we're gonna do our job good, and I'm just excited, man. This is a pay-per-view, man. My first pay-per-view. People are loving this, and I'm just excited to bring this excitement back to boxing.
What about the crowd too? It's funny.
There it is. There it is.
Plant. He was not the fan favorite in the crowd. The crowd obviously was very heavily based towards Canelo. Just walking around the casino, I see tons of Benavidez gear here. Do you feel that you'll be lifted by having probably much more of the crowd support? How do you manage that, or what does that do for your performance?
Yeah, so when you're in the fight, when you're in these professional fights, like if you see at a concert, the crowd gives you energy. So the crowd is definitely going to be giving me energy. So I'm just excited, man. I just love to hear that roar.
His first pay-per-view.
I love the walkouts of the entrances, and I'm here for the fans. I'm here to give them what they want to see. I mean, I'm definitely going to be disciplined in the ring, but also we came here to give the fans a great fight.
Do you trash talk in the middle of a fight?
It just depends. What Caleb I am, but yeah.
Hey, not a bad time for the Benavidez family right now, where you're headlining your first pay-per-view on Saturday night. Your older brother, Jose Jr., had a pretty damn good role in Creed 3. Look, you're his younger bro. This is a big deal for the family name. How big is this, though, when you sat in the theater and watched that?
It was amazing, man. First of all, I didn't even think he could act, but he did a hell of a job. You know what I mean? I went in there, I was a little nervous, but he did a fantastic job. His daughter was born on, I think, February or January while he was in Atlanta. So he had to make a big sacrifice and be there, but it all came out for the best. He did an amazing job, and I'm just proud of him as a brother.
One thing for me, everything you're saying, it just sounds like this moment in time, this is the right fight. Like everything is where it needs to be at this moment. Why is this the moment for David Benavidez? Why is it this moment in time where you feel like, okay, now I'm ready to make a move?
Because I had to keep the promise to the little kid I told myself. When I was 13 years old, I told myself I was going to be here. When I got to the pay-per-view, I was going to work my ass off no matter who it was or who was in front of me. I was going to be in spectacular fashion, and I was going to be that man, the next pay-per-view star, and that's definitely what I wanted to be. Even before I got the phone call for Caleb Plant, I was extremely ready. I was in a training camp for another fight. So, I mean, this is probably the hardest I've ever worked, and I just turned 26 years old, so I'm kind of getting in my prime. I'm in at the beginning stages of my prime, so I'm even stronger now than I was back then. And everything that's led me, the good and the bad, has led me to this moment. And I just can't wait to take advantage of this.
Well, good luck to you. We cannot wait to see you this Saturday night. You've done all the work. I mean, you could say that, fat kid. I mean, you're big bone, first of all. And you're in shape. I've been watching.
Great
so
condition.
go get him on Saturday night. We look forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Luke Thomas, this is we're expecting Caleb Plant in just a few moments. We'll get the other side of the main event equation right there. But ahead of Caleb Plant sitting down, no shortage of confidence. We knew that coming in.
Man.
But it's interesting.
Little edge to him.
He said, you never fought a 168er my size. It was a natural super middleweight. Did you see when they were face-to-face? They looked a lot closer in size than I think a lot of us expect.
They did look a little bit closer in size. I was also kind of a little bit taken aback by that. I certainly thought that Benavidez would have a larger frame, and he does. He does have a larger frame, but it's not a whole lot more than that. Caleb Plant, by the way, both of these guys, man, they look well muscled. This is the best condition I think I've ever seen either of them. They might tell us the same. And every fighter does that. I'm in the best condition ever. But then there can be sometimes signs for it. A big moment, big opportunity, big fight, big stakes. And as he indicated, 26 years old. I think part of it is David Benavidez. You're asking about Plant, but both of them have a little bit of this. especially on the David Benavidez side, trying to get past some of the things that held him back a little bit. In the case of Caleb Plant, I think learning from tasting what it was like at the top against Canelo, falling short a little bit. What can I do? Bringing in Breadman, obviously, to get another look, another element to his game. So both of guys ratcheting up the stakes, ratcheting up the preparation, ratcheting up everything in an unusual way. But I think we're all going to benefit from that on Saturday night.
Yeah, even though they're a couple of years apart in age, remember David Benavidez came to the world title setting the super middleweight record. I think he was just 20 or 21 years old. So what I'm trying to say is both are really the peak of their physical prime in this moment. And I think that wild card factor, as we keep talking about for Caleb Plant, is what is the Breadman factor? Their first fight together in Plant's first fight since losing in the undisputed fight to Canelo Alvarez was against former champion Anthony Durrell. And did I have Caleb Plant winning knockout of the year on my bingo card for 2022? I didn't. How much can that change a man, though? We know Caleb Plant is the slip boxer. He's talked about going back to his old mindset of the amateurs, trying to be a puncher when it makes sense. How big of a punching threat should we expect this pure boxer to be, Saturday?
I do think that Caleb Plant is more of a punching threat. Again, I hate to compare it all the time, but since we saw him against Canelo, but I want to caution too much against that. I mean, David Benavidez, in all likelihood, is going to be the bigger puncher. I think Caleb can make a decent account of himself and probably will on that front, but David Benavidez is going to be the harder puncher. And I do think that it's fair to say, like, what does the Breadman-Edwards effect bring? Let's back up a step on the Durrell fight. Durrell had a strategy that I just don't think David Benavidez is going to have. Durrell, for the most part in that contest, planted his feet and let Caleb Plant orbit him. I think you're going to get more of the Canelo fight where he was trying to get cornered. Or I should say that Caleb Plant was being cornered by Canelo, or certainly being chased around the ring. You're going to get a little bit more of that, I think, this time. But the big thing for me, and what you saw in the Durrell fight, was setting up that left hook that eventually did the trick. Breadman, I think, is going to ratchet up the offensive capability that Caleb Plant probably didn't have to the same degree. He's going to tighten up some of the defense, too. There are holes to that sort of Philly shell style that Caleb Plant implements. But going on that offensive route, yes, there were major style differences between Durrell and Benavidez, but just his willingness to keep seeking it, fine-tuning it. If you go back and watch, he had to set it up by taking away the jab, a deeper step on the second and third times, and then wait on the delay level change, and he finally got it. Those kinds of details and that willingness to kind of put his foot on the offensive gas, I think, is going to pay dividends for the rest of his career, certainly in this fight as well.
Here's what I like about the mindset of this coach and trainer.
That was
duo
good.
here,
That was well
Plant
put
now adding
for
Stephen
Plant.
Breadman-Edwards is you're seeing an incredible amount of self-confidence, obviously, from Caleb Plant. Like the "I'll have what he's having" line never made more sense in this case. Can I navigate my life choices that boldly and then all that? But obviously, there's a thin line between overconfidence and that. I like when Edwards talks to the coach and says, ultimately, look, it's no surprise to them. They know they're going to have to walk through hell to win this fight. Even if Caleb Plant's more the boxer opposite the puncher, the boxer's going to have to walk through some heck to be able to navigate that. They're not saying, if we're at our very best, this will be an easy fight. They're saying this is going to be, the potential of a war, even if that's not our strategy. We've got to be able to swim in that deep end. So that comes down to experience. And I think from Caleb Plant, part of that confidence is knowing I did just fight that generational talent in Canelo Alvarez, who was number one pound for pound at the time, was looking to become the first four-belt undisputed super middleweight champion. And like Caleb said on the dais just a few minutes ago, is an all-time great in the moment. Caleb has that confidence of having been at this level before, having tasted defeat already, now knowing the adjustments he has to make. That has to count for something, because even though David Benavidez at 26 is a two-time champion in this division, he hasn't fought anybody on the Canelo level, or maybe even you can argue on the Caleb Plant level. So we just saw Benavidez sit here and say, look, I'm really excited. This is my first pay-per-view headlining role. This is great. I'm not saying he's going to be overwhelmed by the moment, Luke. That doesn't seem to be what he's all about. He's got enough of that, bad blood brewing inside of him to keep that focus. But that experience level that Caleb Plant is both carrying and flaunting, it means something in this regard.
I really believe that. And I want to add another point. Again, to go back to the Canelo fight, it's sort of the baseline big opportunity that Caleb Plant has had prior to this one. I mean, BC, we were there together. Do you remember how widely Caleb Plant was booed? Everywhere he went, it was Canelo country the whole time. But I actually feel like Caleb Plant kind of likes that. I think he likes being counted out a little bit, at least in terms of mental motivation.
He says he's
mental
been counted out his whole life.
Right.
So.
But he kind of leans into it now. Oh, you think I'm going to lose? Yeah, keep thinking it. You know what I mean? And really like sticking it to people. So here we are, another fight week in Vegas. The crowd, from what we've seen, and again, from what's been in the MGM during our time here, it's very pro Benavidez crowd. I think he, on some level, likes that. And because he faced such a crazy version of that when he went up against Canelo, this is not new for him. So it's a familiar territory, even if it's a territory that's still angry at him. I honestly think his leaning into that is going to benefit him in this contest.
I think that's well said, because even though this has that extra alert to it of the bad blood between them, the trash talking, the near. I mean,
this is great stuff, guys. Again, guys, this is the final press conference for Dana Benavidez, Caleb Plant. We're doing a recap. The pay-per-view is actually tonight. This is Saturday night, March 25th. Buy the pay-per-view, Showtime.com/PPV. Go ahead and buy the pay-per-view, guys.
I think that's true. Also, I want to come back and prove to you that even though I lost against Canelo, I belong.
And no, I'm not getting paid to say that.
But on the flip side for David Benavidez, let's not forget, yes, he won the title at a record young age. He's had very public missteps that he owned, that he, and that's what prevented him from having already faced a Canelo Alvarez or having already faced a fighter on the level of where Caleb Plant is now. He had a failed recreational drug test that stripped him of the title once. He came back and won his title back, the WBC belt that he still proudly carries. And then it got stripped again during the pandemic when he was unable to make weight.
Very early stage of the pandemic.
What that has to do to build the chip on your shoulder that's already there. We have known as boxing hardcores how good this guy is for some time. But that crossover audience that will be landing in for a fight this exciting and edgy, they may not know him on that same level. You both guys, I think ultimately why this fight has that edge beyond the bad blood is both are desperately trying to prove something to themselves, to their critics, to each other, to the level that the hunger is so high up that you're damn right Team Caleb Plant knows that they're going to have to walk through hell to win this fight. Benavidez also knows that. I think maybe the difference, if it turns into that kind of fight, is this is also the only way Benavidez knows how. We're never going to call him just a brawler. If anything, he's a smart technical brawler. But Luke, more often than not, he's making the fight happen, and he is comfortable in that phone booth. You ever believe that?
I want to make a point here. We're getting this fight, and it's exciting for many reasons. Let me spotlight two of them. One, it's not too late. We're not getting this past their prime or at the tail end of their prime or, hey, would that be a fun fight to have on the record? We're getting it when both of them are either at or near their prime. That's the first thing I'd say. The second thing I'd say is the reason this fight matters so much is look how much we're talking about, not just Saturday, but what it means for the future. The big next opportunity. Oh, there he is. He's walking around.
Speaking of Caleb Plant, he has arrived on the scene here. A former IBF super middleweight champion. And Caleb, as they get the apparatus around you, I've been marveling all build to this fight. Not necessarily the trash talk, although I've enjoyed it, but your focus, your confidence level, it's almost like sadistic.
It's different.
Like, does it come in a jar? Because I'd like to take one of those once per day. Be honest with us here. I know you're going to say, well, I believe in myself. I put in the hard work. We know that. But deep inside, dude, you've got almost like a scary level of confidence right now. Why?
I've been doing this for a long time at a really high level. And, I've always succeeded at the highest level in boxing, whether it's from the amateurs, Golden Glove National Championship, the Olympic alternate, Olympic trials. And then obviously, moving to the pros, the fight with Jose Uzcategui, I was an underdog, year layoff, coming off a broke hand. I came in and did what I did, got my hand raised, became champ. Against the rail, coming off the Canelo loss, almost a year layoff, came back, did what I did. And then even with Canelo, it didn't wind up not going my way, but I know the type of work I put in and the success that I did have. And, that was a hostile environment. That was a hostile crowd.
We were there. We were just talking about that.
Yeah. And so, coming out the other side of that with the success that I had, it made me feel like I was a step further away from accomplishing my goals. It made me feel like I was just one step closer. And so I'm feeling good. I'm locked in. I'm zoned in. I'm focused, but I'm relaxed. I'm balanced. I'm centered.
Give us a sense of the Breadman effect, right? So you have this layoff, and then you fight Darrell, and then you send him to the land of wind and ghosts, and everyone's like, "Oh, Breadman's going to give him all this new offense."
Yeah, Caleb, I didn't see that knockout coming, by the way. I don't think a lot of us did. It was pretty spectacular here. So this question adds some fuel to that.
So what we're saying is we always knew you were a strong defensive fighter, but that was like a new component. Is it just on the offensive side, or what exactly does Breadman bring to the team?
Well, I mean, you don't just develop all that crazy power and one can't. That's obviously something I possess. I've sparked people out before and starched them where they're just snoozing. And but Breadman has definitely brought new things to the table and reiterated and echoed a lot of things that my dad has been wanting and been asking for and been wanting from me. And so Breadman, he's a great coach, and he has brought some of that Philly grit and just teaching me small things. At the highest level, it's the small things. I'm obviously a great boxer with a tremendous amount of IQ and a lot of athleticism. So it's just those small tweaks in my game that can make a big difference, especially at this level. And you guys obviously seen that against Darrell, and being able to have a back-to-back camp finally after a long, a few years. I'm only going to get better and better because it was 11 months from Canelo to Darrell. It was 11 months from Caleb Truax to Canelo. It was 11 months from Feigenbutz to Truax. So finally getting a back-to-back camp. You're going to see the best Caleb Plant you guys have seen yet.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, look, I gotta go even further.
Salute right back at you, Real Spill, Midwest Boxing.
You're into mental warfare.
Salute right back at you. Thank you for stopping in. I was doing something real quick, but you know how it, I don't know if you know how it is when you live. People step in and out. You know what I mean? So like, I was doing something real quick, but I just want to thank you. Salute to Real Spill. Real Spill, Midwest Boxing Talk. Salute to you, brother. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out if you're still here. Don't forget the like button, man.
A lot to say about me, him and his dad.
So we talk here everything about boxing here on Boxing Jab News TV. I dropped some videos earlier today. As you know, David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant's fighting tonight. So go ahead and go out and buy the pay-per-view. I may go live later on tonight to commentary the fight. I don't know. But if you want to put that notification bell on, and I'll be able to, you'll get notified when I go live.
Well, David's a good fighter, and he finally gave me a little credit down there when Brian asked. Yeah. But even at the LA press conference, he wants to act like I'm a bum, and that I'm not this and I'm not that. Well, you're not going to hear that from me because I know David's a good fighter, and that's all I'm interested in facing is good fighters, not just for boxing, but for the fans. And like I said up there, most importantly,
crazy
legacy. And so David's a good fighter. He's got some attributes, and offensively and defensively. And but I'm one of the best in the sport at setting traps. And going back to the Darrell thing, that was something that Darrell kept doing over and over, and he kept doing it the same way. And so I just kept doing it, setting the trap until I felt like it was time to go. And, he never changed his defensive responsibilities, and that was a major cost for him. So if David's not on all his, P's and Q's come Saturday night, then I'll just keep laying traps until I catch him.
What about this idea he goes back to, like, you've never faced a puncher like him? You believe that?
No. Who has he ever sparked out?
David Lemieux. Well, he didn't spark him out, but the referee intervened.
The referee intervened.
Porky Medina.
Did he spark him out?
That's about an 18-punch combination.
Yeah, which is nice. But the specific question is, who has he sparked out?
I'm not sure. BC?
Not off the top of my head. I mean,
yeah. So what I'm saying is he's not some huge one-punch knockout power type of guy. He's a volume puncher. That's his greatest asset. He's a volume puncher. And so, for him to try and build this up, maybe he's trying to make me scared of his power now, this newfound power he has, but he's not a one-punch knockout power. He doesn't punch as hard as Canelo. He doesn't punch as hard as Jose Uzcategui. He's a volume puncher. So, but hey, if he feels like he's this big, one-punch knockout power guy, more power to him.
Well, look, you've given him the respect because you know the challenge you're up against, and you respect that challenge. I mean, he's the betting favorite. Let's talk about, we know what's going on there. But so his skills, are on your level. You're two elite fighters.
No, they're not on my level.
Okay, well, because that's fair. But I wanted to ask you more. Do you believe he's on your level on the intangible area? If this becomes, a drag-out fight, does he have the same gas tank? Does he have the same will that you are confident that you have? Where if this fight goes off game plan for either one of you, you feel like he could still be standing with you at the end?
I don't feel like he has the same willpower as me, no. I put myself here through a lot of things that people are giving up on, and I don't need some pity party or nothing like that, but that's the facts. I willed myself here. I bent the world to my will. And Saturday night, I'm going to get my hand raised.
So it sounds like you relish this underdog role a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
you want the credit, but at the same time, you kind of like sticking it to people, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy sticking it to people for sure. But
whose idea was the DavidBenavidez.com thing? Was that your idea?
That was me. Yeah, I bought that back in like 2018, 2019. And
really?
Yeah.
You were just sitting on a gold mine.
Sitting on it the whole time. I knew we would fight one day, and I was just keeping that card in my back pocket for when the time came. And then I knew that I could just link that to my website, and then drop the collection, the Revenge Tour collection on it, and just the marketing alone between all the Instagram and YouTube, just the marketing alone pushed it so far forward that I made a lot of money off that week off the pre-sale.
Well, you've got good merch in a sport where you don't always see that, but I went to the DavidBenavidez.com looking at the Caleb Plant merch. It's all sold out. What's going on here?
Yeah, well, you got to restock.
No. I only keep it open for a week. I do a pre-sale for a week. You make your order. After that, it's closed, and I don't re-release collection. So you got to get it while it's hot, or you're going to miss out on that forever.
Well, I know your beef with the Benavidez family isn't just David. But did you catch Creed 3? You got a review of the acting work of one Jose Jr. or what?
No, I haven't seen it. I came out there in camp, and I'm not one to go out much in camp. I just stay in the house, study, train, rest.
It's about that life, Luke.
Did the camp change at all, bringing in a new trainer? Like, how did does he just do X's and O's? Like, how much was that a factor?
No, he's really great at X's and O's, just like my dad. But he also, just like my dad, believes in hard work, and so the grinding has gone to a new level when he came in, and that's what we were trying to do beforehand. But other people had different ideas, and as a head coach, those are to somewhat be respected. But I've really enjoyed having Bradman in camp. He's an easy guy to get along with, but he don't take no bullshit, and he expects you to work hard, and that's right up me and my dad's alley. And that's why you guys have seen a new and an improved Caleb Plant. Then for this camp, even though I got knockout of the year last time, I still moved forward and brought in Tony Brady on the strength side, and kept Coach Wade as my conditioning coach on the track. And Tony Brady, he's worked with the likes of Andre Ward for most of his career, Diego Corrales, Joel Casamayor, Jeff Lacey, and many others. And even though that I had that knockout the way I did, I still knew that I could improve. And that's one thing that I give myself a pat on the back for, is I'm always looking for ways to improve and always looking for ways to get better, regardless of the success that I have.
I was also going to add, just on top, like, you're always in good shape. It seems like you're in extra good shape for this one in particular, no?
Woo! Yeah. I mean, I'm sure y'all seen the video and the picture, and
his fucking back is wide. He's like
a big moment to get here before I start.
Motherfucker's back is like this.
I'm really, you hearing me say,
his wingspan.
Really this camp.
Caleb Plant's wingspan is like
camp. I don't have
huge.
To have
He's like
in front of me for me to do what I'm supposed to do.
Motherfucker
I got
wings.
such a love and
God damn,
bro. I
bro.
respect this culture. I respect the boxing culture. I respect this sport so much that and the window is so small. You got to do everything right, and that's just to have a chance at this level. You got to do every single thing right, and that's just to have a chance. And I don't leave things a chance.
All right, let's close with this. This division is red hot, and if Jamal Charlo moves up, we could have more names going on here. We've got Morrell, we've got Andrade, we've got so many. Is getting the win here more about just shutting up this chapter and this rivalry that's been going on for years, or is it more about running that back against Canelo as well and trying to prove something to yourself, to critics, that you can be better than the last performance? In your only defeat, which was great, and we thought you were admiral there, but I know that you want to run back and make it better. Is this more about ending this Benavidez beef, or is this more about what's coming up ahead?
It's about a handful of things. It's about being able to move forward and right or wrong. But most importantly, it's about you guys, all y'all say that he's one of the best. And that's why I want to fight. And whoever I fight, I'm getting my hand raised.
Let me ask one more question. What do you say to all the boxers who sometimes don't necessarily want to lean into these kinds of challenges, don't want to make these big fights, whatever reason, the money, the situation, whatever? You guys are taking on risk to do this. What do you have to say to people who aren't necessarily embracing that similar kind of challenge?
Those are the ones who won't be remembered. And, they'll never be talked about. They'll never be remembered. And, through my life, it's like I've lost certain people in my life, and the next day the whole world forgets about them. And one of the reasons I grind so hard is that I know one day my time is going to expire, but you know, I want my name to live on. You know, I want to push my name forward, and not my first name, my last name. And you know, just be someone that even after I'm gone, fighters can look to, and you know, whether it be the way I work, the way I train, the way I was disciplined and dedicated, the bond, the domain, you know, whatever, you know, drop an action figure, you know, just whatever it is, look to me, and you know, you can use whatever I've done, or you can take what I've done and push it forward and make it even better. You know, that's what it's about.
That's Caleb Plant, Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Showtime pay-per-view. Benavidez Plant.
I cannot wait for this fight. This fight is gonna be dope.
/PPBV. But for Luke
damn,
Thomas,
man,
Caleb Sweet Hands Plant, I'm Brian Campbell. Thank you for joining us. Weigh in on Friday, and then we will see you Saturday night.
Tonight, guys. Guys, so there you have it. That was the final press conference for David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. Thank you guys for stopping by. Always, I appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit that notification bell. I may go live tonight. Hit that notification, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I go live. I may go live tonight. It depends. So, other than that, guys, have a good night. This is Boxing Jab News TV. Signing out. I'll do some. Bing, 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 bing. Boxing Jab News TV. Boxing Jab News TV. Boxing Jab News TV. Boxing Jab News TV.
Everybody. They don't like nobody.
Boxing Jab News TV. Boxing Jab News TV. Another one.